when I coached college tennis, my number one player lost 4 or 5 matches. I said, you're my number one player, and I believe in you, and you got to believe in yourself because you know you play some good players. So you got to remember one thing is that if you had a bad tournament, okay, if you had a bad tournament, that doesn't mean the next tournament you're going to have a bad tournament. But if you had a bad tournament and you're going to keep dwelling on it, well, guess what? Your next tournament, you're going to have a bad tournament. So what you have to do is start saying, hey, I'm a human being. I'm going to get better and better and better. You got to start believing in yourself and improving. When you lose a match, figure out why did you lose? How did you lose? That's your job, and that's how to improve. Did I lose because my attitude was bad? I was freaking out. The pros don't freak out. They stay calm. They might be freaking out inside, but they stay calm. You can't tell. You see? So if you're struggling, figure out if you're struggling, don't worry about it because you're a human being. You guys are young. Okay, when you're 16 years old, that's when you kind of worry. Because as a 16-year-old, you're either going to play professional tennis or you're going to get a college scholarship. Okay? So when you're 16, that's when the college coaches start looking at you. At the age of 16. Okay, when you're a junior in high school, when you get to be a junior in high school, you better be playing your best tennis. Right now, you guys are still developing to become better players. Like I said, I used to work with Michael Chang when he was young. Michael Chang used to beat Sampras every single match. He never lost. Look in the books, he never lost to Sampras. All of a sudden, Sampras plays it. They turn pro. Well, guess who beats Chang every single time? Pete Sampras. Chang was always the number one player in the world in the juniors in his age division. So that's what I'm saying is that as you get older, you get better, but you can't dwell on losses. You see, now I know, like Trinity, you play and you practice so well, you should have never lost that first round match. You understand? I thought you were going to do well in this tournament. I didn't think you were going to lose in the first round. But I'm still proud of that you competed, your dad said. But see, now what your job is, hey, why did I lose? You understand what I mean? How did I lose? Was it because I'm the better player, but I lost because it was up here? See, right now, when you guys are young, it's all head. It's not technique. A lot of you guys have the technique. You just got to learn how to play. You understand? So you guys are young. You develop your game and stay positive in everything you do. When we say something, we're not saying it just to say it. We're saying it because we see you're making that error what we see all the time. You understand? So there's a lot of tournaments coming up. I expect all of you guys to play in these tournaments. And like I said, when you lose a match, you teach yourself what you got to write a diary now. Okay? When you write your diary after you get done with your match, even in practice, like let's say I know Jeffrey's struggling a little. Okay, what did Skip say today, or what did Nicole say today in practice? Or like I gave Sophia her first lesson. I did a lot with her, and she hit the ball pretty well. But see, she needs to write things down because if you're at the RTC, if you're on the national team, ask Hugo and Max. They got a diary. They write everything down. They have to. And when they go to an RTC camp, the national coaches want to see what they wrote down every single day. They want to know what their personal coach has said. What have you done? So you need to start getting a diary and seeing. And from 1 to 5, tell yourself from 1 to 5, focus. Did I really focus hard? From 1 to 5. If I didn't, be honest with yourself. 3. Did I compete when I practiced? 1 to 5. We used to do that at the Wild Tennis Academy when I was a director there. Focus, compete, technique, the whole shebang. 1 through 5. If you're always at 3 or 4 or 2, you know, you got to be 5. I mean, we had the best academy when I was the director at Wild. We had everybody. We had the best American players in the tennis academy when I was there. But they were always 5s because they all went to Pac-10 schools. They all went to UCLA, SC, Stanford, and they all turned pro. So that's what I expect, the diary out of you. And maybe someday I'll go, hey, Trinity, let me look at your diary. Let me see what you wrote down every day. It might surprise you. Good players have diaries. Boris Becker had one. Agassi had one. Ask Bollettieri. When Bollettieri had those guys, they had to write in their diary. You got to write down everything the coach says. You got to write down why did you lose and why did you win, and how did you compete today? Did you have a bad attitude? Did you throw your racket? Did you pound your racket? Things like that. You don't want to see that. Coaches don't want to see that. College coaches see the way you act on the tennis court. If you pound your racket, they don't want you around. I'm gonna have if you guys go to the camp next week at Stockton, my son will be there and his assistant coach. We're all doing a workout up there, and the thing is, you could ask, and he's gonna explain to you guys when he comes down and he says, "Oh, there's Nikolai. I'm gonna go watch him practice." You might not even see him there. He might be behind a tree. A lot of coaches do that. They don't want you to be there. They don't want to be seen. They want to see how you act on the court. And all of a sudden they see you pounding the rackets, they just get in the car and leave. You understand? There's a lot of things. Even in national camps, we see that you don't get invited the following year or the following camp. All right, let's get out there. Let's get in. I don't want you to get too cold. Let's warm up.